Hi everyone, I'm Muffin. In this video, I'll be introducing my game Melinda's Fortune, which I'm currently working on. This will be a Devlog series. In this episode, we'll look at character controls and level design. Let's get started. I'm just starting with creating terrain on the Unity editor. I'm adjusting the settings of the terrain like width and height. After that, I'm just adjusting my brush settings like brush size, brush strength, brush rotation. I'm using shortcuts for that. After my terrain is finished on the razor lower, I'm starting to creating the roads from the layer palettes that I just created on. I'm adding some vegetation for the stage. I'm creating the river and I'm just cleaning the river from the grasses. Adding some props like pillars, rugs or statues, and boats. Let's add some post-process. I'm adding volumetric fog for the stage and changing the quality settings for the better graphics. The stage is nearly ready and we can go through the character controls. We can jump, dash and fall. Since we got no dash effect in the scene, the dashing is not working, but the other scenes it works. And we got some opposite direction animation when we are trying to run to opposite direction. Let's take a look at Animator and the locomotion system. I'm using blend trees for the locomotion, and it depends the velocity, which is the character's current movement speed. We got 4 states: idle, walk, run and run fast. And it works like this. This is my base layer of the Ranger Animator. This is the combat layer, and we got rotation layer that allows me to rotate opposite direction when we are trying to run. Let's take a look at the scripts that I wrote for the character controller. We get a character state machine class. I'm using just state machines. And the fields we get movement, rotation and jump attributes. I'm using animation hashing for the better memory allocation. And these are the conditions that if we are grounded or ready for jump, so on. And I'm assigning the input direction on here. And this is the most important part. I'm just adjusting my acceleration on this method, which allows me to smooth transitions between the previous speed and the next speed. After that, I'm trying to move my character if the player is touching on the buttons. We got movement condition class, which allows me to prevent the player from moving or staying idle. It depends on the character state factory class. This includes some states like idle, walk, jump, fall. Separated from the base class. I get an input controller class, which allows me to check my inputs. Since it's a static class, I can just access from anywhere I want. It's not the best solution, but it works for now. If the player's current movement speed is greater than mean speed threshold, the character transitions from idle to walk, and the opposite for the walk. If the character speed is less than the character mean speed threshold, it transitions to idle from the walk. Each class has own handle gravity, acceleration configuration, and the move character methods. This allows me to changing behaviors of the methods if I want to change them. Take a look at this Gizmo's attributes. For jumping, I got ground layers, jump force, ground checker distance, coyote time, like so on the editor. Coyote time allows me to just better jumping experience. And inside the character I got raycasting object. This allows me to visualize my input and movement direction. The red ray is my input direction, the yellow one is the character's forward direction, and the blue is the backward direction of the character. Let's take a look at the falling states. We are just saving the time in air for if the player is falling from high or falling from lower. It allows me to just playing different animations when the character is falling from higher or lower. If the character is falling from higher, we are playing the different animation. Like in the conditions, we are setting the parameters on the animator, so we can test it. Then we got two parameters on the jump section. One is the rotation control on air and the movement control on air. These parameters allows player to controlling character on the air. If we can set it to 1, we can rotate and move on the air like the ground. You can see the ray visualization in here. I'm trying to rotate backwards, but since my rotation on air control is 0, the player can't rotate. In the movement control on air, we can just move in the air like the ground, but it's not a realistic solution, at least for me. And for the movement, I get walking speed, running speed, mean speed threshold, and the slowdown acceleration multiplier. Slowdown acceleration multiplier allows me to, if I'm running and I decided to stop, the slowdown acceleration is adjusting my animation transition and the speed transition speed. Lowered speed threshold allows me to more dynamically and more slow transition. Changing speed threshold allows me to adjust my speed on acceleration change, like when I'm trying to run, when we are walking. And it allows me to adjusting my velocity for the animations. It allows me to smooth transitions between walk, idle, and running. For the foot IK, I'm using final IK, which allows me to dynamically changing foot bones on the object on the ground. And I'm using just best solution for this. Let's add some more nature overlays for the stage, like reddish grasses. And I prefer to using spherical areas instead of the bags. And adding some interactions for the grasses when our player is walking through the grasses. I'm testing on a sphere and I'm use it for the player's nature collider. Thanks for watching and see you in the next episode.